Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. I try to be I try to be on time, or like if at most a couple minutes late, but I'm going through a lot right now. My mom is back in ICU. Things look promising today, but I was on the phone. I had to make some calls, so it's been delaying my show just a little bit. So, but I'm here, folks. I am here. I gotta tell you, I've been on the phone with Juanito and a few others, and I'm getting a lot of intel on what's going on. And let me just say this. We are on the other side of this already. They are preparing for the other side of this, and so is Trump. If you notice Trump basically lately in interviews or in when answering questions from reporters, he has his game face on. It's almost like the fighters have arrived at the arena. It's fight time. Let's go. There's no reason to debate Kamala anymore. He knows where this is going. His mindset is already there. The cease and desist was very, very real, folks. He's already on that side of things. He knows that they're not gonna fold up camp. They're going all the way with this, and so his mindset now is over there. Like, okay, I know where you guys are gonna take this all the way to the finish line. Let's go. Let's go. So that's where his mindset is at. His mindset is at, it's go time. Let's go. It's fight time. I'm here. Let's do this. Folks, I want to say Eric and Michelle Storm, you're driving to Las Vegas from California. Just want to give a shout out to you guys, Eric and Michelle Storm. What up? Have fun on the drive. Very cathartic, very therapeutic to drive. I love to drive. I hate flying. If it's a short flight, I don't mind it, but for the most part, I drive. I like to drive everywhere. It just does so much more for me, for my soul. Folks, Venmo, 𝗑-Rod1977, 𝗑-Rod1977. When the lights go out on Amazon, please leave an honest review. My mama's book, The Mexican Mix. What a brilliant mind my mother used to have. It's really hard to watch what's going down right now. It's extremely hard for me and my entire family. I spent the night with my dad last night, and we laid in bed and just talked all night. And this is so hard. This is like the hardest time of my life, especially watching my father have to go through this. It's my dad's 89, and for him to have to go through this, it's heartbreaking, and it's emotionally exhausting on every level. I'm running on fumes right now. I probably slept 3 hours last night at most. Folks, get your Chuck defense. Chuck Norris, baby. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? I recently saw a video of him he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking butt and working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just making one change, folks. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She feels like she's 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day long. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Nino or clicking on the link below this video. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Nino. Click on the link in the description box below to watch the video now. You won't believe how simple it is. Just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old and yet has more energy than me. I have to say that. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body as we age. Watch his method by clicking on the link in the description box below. chuckdefense.com/Nino, folks. Get on it. I do all the products I push. Let me hit the ghetto timer here. Ghetto timer going on. Bing. That looks like a good. Hey, that looks like a good number right there. All right. So, bing. All right. Spotify, Nino's Corner, Telegram, Nino's Corner, Getter, Nino's Corner, Rumble, Nino's Corner, Truth Social, David Rodriguez Boxer, Instagram, Nino's Truth, X, Nino Boxer, PatriotWear.com. Bing, get this shirt, folks. You missed. you knew I was going to do it. You knew I was going to do it. You missed. I think this is one of my favorite shirts because it shows the angle that he turned, and just a couple degrees the other direction, and it would have been over, folks. Boy, they weren't expecting that. They were not expecting that, were they? So PatriotWear.com, folks, is the place to go. It's to get your hats, your shoes. No, just kidding. We do not have shoes. We do not have zapatos. Shirts, hats, socks. I think I still have socks up there. I'm not completely sure. Nino'sCorner.tv. I got Larry Ballard. Is it going to be the 𝗬𝗏, the Great Reset, or the Great 𝗬𝗏? This is phenomenal. It's up on Nino'sCorner.tv right now. It's phenomenal. It really breaks everything down. It's like a crash course 101. It's amazing. He did a great job. It's a PowerPoint presentation talking about what's going to be happening within the next few months and going into humanity's future. So that's Larry Ballard. 𝗬𝗏𝗋𝗄𝗎 is coming on today. I'm going to be talking to him. Actually, folks, I've talked to David Wilcock about this. I've talked to 𝗬𝗏𝗋𝗄𝗎 about this, and Brad Olson, and they all. I haven't got Brad Olson's opinion on it yet, but David Wilcock and 𝗬𝗏𝗋𝗄𝗎 tend to think that these artifacts could be fraudulent. Apparently, someone sent me pictures through my email of an excavation site in Mexico where they unearthed these Mayan relics that are no doubt show an alien presence. Now, are they real? That's the next question. I don't know. I haven't looked at them. I'm not an expert at this, but I'm going to have 𝗬𝗏𝗋𝗄𝗎 come on today and discuss it a little bit. Could they be trying to pull a fast one on me? Maybe. I'm not an expert at this stuff. But I tend to I think they could be real. I think they could be real. I don't know. They look real. Then again, I didn't hold them. I haven't seen them. I haven't observed them physically in my presence. But I don't know. I'm gonna do a show on it anyway, just because I think it's interesting. Brad Olson's coming on. Mike King's coming on. Boone Cutler's coming on. Bo Pony's coming back on. Folks, all-star lineup on Nino'sCorner.tv. And 𝗂𝗏 the next general in the general's tent. How do you guys like my thumbnail? You like the thumbnail where I'm holding Stryker? Stryker looks scared, too. The Haitians are coming. The Haitians are coming to take your dogs and your cat. I got to tell you, this is like, that turned out to be, that broke the internet. That right there broke the internet. There's nothing funnier than that shit. I got to tell you that right now. Although it's very serious, but it's funny. I mean, come on, folks. We got to have some fun every now and then. All right, folks, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Turn it down or turn it up. A lot of you been asking me like, where's Stryker at? Where has Stryker been at? And I had to go find him, but he's not one for taking pictures. I'll say that. All right, folks. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, baby. Yeah. Let's go. All right. So hide your dogs, hide your cats, hide your puppies. You never know who's your neighbor. Oh boy, I don't know. I gotta say that this is a real problem. Like it's fucking happening. Like it's not a. You look at the videos all day long on Instagram. There are people crying that lost their dogs and lost their cats. It's not a joke. But something more important that I want to talk about here is the next phase of this operation has begun. Now, when I say that, I don't know. Did you guys see the memorial, the 9/11 memorial with Trump there, Biden there, Kamala there? Who were the ones that got uncomfortable and left? Biden and Kamala. Who stayed there with a shit-eating grin on his face? Mr. T. Now, it's to the point now where like when evil is amongst good souls, God-fearing souls, godly souls, they tremble in the sight of those souls. When a soul see each other, when a soul recognizes a godly soul and it's a demonic soul, they tremble in fear. That's why they left. That's why Trump didn't leave. They did. And by the way, who put on a MAGA hat? Trump 2024 hat? Biden? Is this guy so out of his mind? Is he so far in left field? Or could he be playing ball to some degree? My mind goes there as well. So I think Mr. T is making them very nervous. And I think we're at the point of the game now where Trump actually is. And now hear me when I say this. He's on that side. Like, it's almost like when I made up my mind in a boxing, and when I'm getting ready to fight somebody, and we've done all the press conferences, we're both tired, I'm just ready to fight. I don't even want to see that motherfucker. I don't want to see him. My mind is made up that I'm going to beat the living shit out of him and hopefully send him to the other part and send him to the afterlife. Okay, that's how set I am when I'm getting ready to fight in the ring. And I'm getting in there and I'm preparing, and the work is all done. I've trained all I could. We've done the press conferences. We've done the weigh-in. It's go time. I just want to see the dismantling and destruction of my opponent, and that's it. I'm done. No more talk, nothing. I think that is where Mr. T is at right now. I think that's where his mind is at. He's like, look, they're not listening to me. I sent a cease and desist. They're going all in. So am I. Let's go. That's how I see this. I have a fighter's mentality. I'm a strategist. I know what he's feeling. I can see it. I can sense it. And that's where Mr. T is at with all of this right now. It's go time. It's game time. No more fun and games. So this is exactly like when the trash talking is over. This is exactly how I see it. And both fighters are just ready to go. Both fighters have arrived at the arena. And I'll say this. I know we can all feel it coming in the air tonight. Ow! All right. Have you heard his responses? They're almost like short to the point. He's got his game face on. He's the fact that he's come out and said he's not willing to debate Kamala, that he's rejected the next debate offer, he sees no point in it. He's at that stage now where he knows where this is going. Listen to me when I say this. He knows where this is going. So there's no point in a debate. It's not going to do him any good. He knows he's on the other side of this. That's what I'm trying to get at. This is war. This is what war looks like in 2024. And now that we are in the last coming weeks of this war, I'm telling you, both sides are preparing for something other than a fair and equal you-know-what. Now, from my understanding, rumors I'm hearing is we could prepare for a electoral split, and that's what they're going to try to do, in which the winner could be determined by the House and Senate. That could be something that's going to happen. Remember, I told you there's going to be a halt, there's going to be a pause. So, and who's in charge of the vote now? Department of Homeland Security. That should make you feel real good, right? We all should just feel so safe. So safe. Another thing I'm hearing is that the Dems are going to play the same game as Mr. T and say interference happened and collusion was involved. That could happen. Not saying it will. It could happen. I got to be very careful on 𝗬𝗏𝗶𝗶. The one thing I will say is that this is going to be so messy that it'll make 2020 look like a walk in the park. There's going to be a lot of confusion. There's going to be a pause. People are going to be like, man, what's going on? I'm pissed off. They're going to project probably the cackling hyena as the winner. People are going to be very upset. They're going to feel like they lost their country. Don't let it get to you, folks. If you listen to anything I say, don't let it get to you, because this is all I've been right a lot, and I'm telling you, this is all part of the dance. Right now, this month and a half leading to November, I guess it's a month and a half, right? It's about a month and a half. Is going to be the most. This is the most important month and a half in American history, and we are all living in it right now. We are all a part of it. This is a very nerve-wracking, scary time, but it's also a very exciting time because we're part of history. We're about to see the changing of the guard, and we're about to see a lot of people get in trouble, if you know what I mean. Clickety clank, clickety clank, clickety clank. So Donald Trump threatens, and these are all off syndicates and news articles that I pick up that obviously are not paying any attention at all. They're doubling down and tripling down. Donald Trump threatens to imprison Biden, Harris, Pelosi, and others. Experts are worried. Really? Isn't that what they tried to do to him? Wait. What are you worried about? Isn't that kind of what they tried to do to him? Oh, and also, pop. Isn't that also what they... Oh, but you're worried. Oh, experts. What makes you an expert in the first place? Never mind that. But the experts are worried, folks. Experts. Who are these experts? I'd like to know their credentials. Experts are worried. Former President Donald Trump's constant threats to prosecute his perceived enemies, most recently this past weekend, are concerning to many legal and democracy experts. Really? Who are these experts? Who say Trump's own history shows he can make good on those promises in a second presidential term. So you need to understand they're going to put this stuff out there so when he does get... When he flies it, when he gets in, however he gets in, and these things start to manifest, they are hoping chaos engulfs our society and that people stand up and rebel and go against him because he's going to be a tyrannical dictator. That's the purpose of these articles. On Saturday, the Republican presidential nominee alleged on Truth Social that there was rampant you-know-what and skullduggery in the 2020 presidential you-know-what. Despite numerous recounts and audits, then they got to put in their little piece here, right? Despite numerous recounts and audits disproving his claims that he only appeared to have lost because of voter fraud. So they're saying, oh, he's wrong. We did our fact checking. He's so wrong. Trump then brought those baseless fraud claims to bear on the 2024 election, saying various groups, including lawyers and corrupt election officials, should beware that after he wins the 2024 you-know-what, those people that you-know-what will be prosecuted. Now, if you're part of my channel and you're here, let me see a thumbs up if any of you are new here. Put a thumbs up, please. We welcome you with open arms. If you're part of my channel, you know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what's going on, especially if you're part of Nino's Corner.tv. I don't hide anything. I'm very transparent. It's all up there. But we know where this is going, and we've been right. Probably 90, I would even say 95% of the time. Go ahead, try me. 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃. Nice to see you. Amy Vet, nice to see you. Nestor Nunez, nice to see you. Cecile Payton, nice to see you. You all don't know who Sancho is yet, do you? Okay, well, you're about to find out. You're about to find out who the Sancho is. All right. DJ Digman, good to see you. All of you that are giving me a thumbs up right now that are new here, we welcome you with open arms. Welcome to the family. Hola, Sancho. Hey, how's it going? All right. Beware. Watch out for your dogs and cats. Keep them close to you. The threat comes just a couple weeks after Trump circulated Truth Social posts calling for military you-know-what against former president. And folks, if you're new here, I use code words and I use charades a lot. I may do impersonations, stuff like that. President Barack Obama, this is getting pretty heavy here. I don't know if I can read all this, but we all know what Mr. T put out there. And they're basically saying, wipe your ass with it. That's what this article is saying. This guy's crazy. He's insane. Really? Really? Was I insane when I talked about 2020 in the very beginning? When I called out the pederasses on my viral video? Was I insane? Looked like I was over the target back then. Back then, when I came out on my very first video and I called them all out, I kicked the door wide open with that one. How many of you here saw the very first video I ever did? I didn't expect it to go viral. I didn't know. I had no idea what I was doing. I was simply doing a Facebook Live and it hit millions of views and I got scared out of my mind, to be honest with you. But how many of you saw that one? Okay, that was 2020. Looks like I was over the target back then. Then I said everything that was coming out with the boogeyman regarding this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Looks like I was over the target with even that. Now on my channel, as it's progressed and evolved, I've had great guests on that have said the gut punch was coming, which would be a Mr. T arrest. That happened. They said the Biden would be the rotting corpse of the Democrat Party. That happened. It's happening now. It's all happening. What I'm saying here now is the rest of this will happen. Clickety clank, fucking try me. Try me. Let's see if I'm wrong on this one. Nino's Casino is open. Taking bets on that one. You think this guy's just crazy? He's just some business guy that just woke up on the wrong side of the bed one morning, was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go after the entire deep state and bring them all down by myself because I just feel kind of crazy today. I feel kind of froggy. I'm going to jump. You think that's what happened? You really think that's what happened? Or maybe are there a group of select people behind him steering the ship? Really think about this, folks. Really think about this. Who the fuck in their right mind would want to do what he's doing? And this happens to him, by the way. Right here, look at my shirt, which you can get on patriotwear.com. Who would do this? Who in their right mind would put themselves through this and their family if they knew they did not have the bigger guns? Or if they knew they had the bigger guns, whatever. I'm telling you I'm right. I know I'm right. And a lot of you are discouraged after the debate. Let me just tell you something about the debate. You were expecting a Mike Tyson fight. You were expecting Mike Tyson to go in there and boom, knock him out. Just like he did with Biden, which Biden did to himself. That's what you were expecting. Let me tell you what happened. She's eloquent. She's smart enough to formulate a sentence. She's smart enough to lie. And just like most escorts, she can talk really well. A serpent tongue is a serpent tongue. Now, let me explain something else. These 4 years that we've all been through agonizingly, only reason this happened is because Mr. T allowed it to. He didn't have to. And they know that he didn't have to. He did not sign that insurrection. I don't want to go into that either, but that, go to ninoscorner.tv for that. So, since when does Trump turn down a debate? He's always game for a showdown. He'll meet you outside and at the ass crack of dawn or high noon for a showdown. You know he will. Why does he turn down this next debate? Because his mind is already somewhere else. He's on the other side of this. Trump tells the Post why he won't debate Harris again. Just don't think that there's any need for it. We just don't think that there's any need for it, the 45th president exclusively told the Post Thursday after announcing on Truth Social he would not take the stage against Vice President Kamala Harris again. We've done two, one against Biden on June 27th, one against Comrade Kamala. I did well. I did really well, the 78-year-old said during a phone interview. The debate polls, every single poll had us winning it. Now, did you all think that Trump won it? I think he could, like I said, you were expecting a Mike Tyson fight. You were expecting him to go in there and blah, 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 blah. It turned out to be more of a Bone Crusher Smith Tyson fight, if you all remember that fight. He was Bone Crusher Smith was holding him the entire time, and people, at the end of the fight, people were like, whatever. It's just kind of like, whatever. It just, nothing really got done. And I think Mr. T knows this. Thank you, Doc Ride. We need some Sancho in the morning. I think he knows this, and he just simply is saying, I'm done. I'm on the other side of this. It's fight time. It's fight time. Enough with the talk. Shortly before Trump's announcement, the campaign blasted out a confidential memorandum claiming that his internal polling had showed the Republican nominee gaining 2 percentage points on Harris among likely voters across 7 unidentified target states. The GOP campaign had previously argued that the Harris camp should stop fucking around, in the words of one Trump spokesperson, to take up the former president's offer of a September 25th debate hosted by NBC News. Instead, the Harris camp countered by proposing a debate to be held sometime in October. There's no debate on the 25th, Trump told the Post Thursday afternoon. Nothing has been arranged. Trump remained sore about his treatment Tuesday night by ABC News moderators David Muir and Lindsay Davis, who were criticized for letting Harris skate on her falsehoods while giving Trump the third degree. This was just so obvious to see, right, folks? I mean, when you were watching it, it was agonizing. It was 3 against 1. 3 against 1. Company says Kamala Harris debate earnings. Company. Sorry, I don't know what though. Company says Kamala Harris debate earrings strikingly similar to its Bluetooth device. Offers to make ones for Trump as well. So they're saying, oh, yeah, they're similar. We'll make some for Trump because they got to make it funny. They got to throw jabs in there, right? So a tech company has added fuel to the Kamala Harris earrings conspiracy theory after quipping that her debate night jewelry is strikingly similar to the Bluetooth devices it makes, and has even offered to design orange ones for Donald Trump. Oh, how cute. How cute. Claims that Harris 59, man, she's 59. Claims that Harris 59 was fitted with clip-on audio headphones disguised as pearl earrings. I sound like my type. Pearl earrings for her showdown against the former president, 78, has been spreading like wildfire on social media in the wake of Tuesday's presidential debate. What do you all think? I've seen the pictures. I'm not sure. They look like those devices, but I'm not 100% sure. What do you all think? Yeah, those big pearl earrings. I don't know. Anyway, they're saying they'll make some for Trump too. They'll make some orange ones for Trump. So let's get to the polls. Harris and Trump. Harris versus Trump. Who is leading in the polls? Now, you know what I'm about to say. I don't think I really need to read this. On September 12th, Democratic U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris leads Republican Donald Trump 47% to 42%, folks. You believe that one? Oh, boy. In the race to win the November 5th presidential election, increasing her advantage after a debate against the former president that voters largely think she won, according to Reuters poll that closed on Thursday. The two-day poll showed Harris with a 5 percentage point lead among registered voters, just above the 4-point advantage she had over Trump in August 21st to 28th. So I guess people like the 50% increase in bacon and milk and whatever it is, and not being able to afford gas, and there's no work, nobody has a job, and the onpour of illegal immigrants. I guess people like that. I guess really people are digging this administration, right? You really like to be poor, and you like it so much that you want everybody else to be poor with you. Many Republicans were also not convinced about their candidate's performance in the debate in Philadelphia. Some 53% of Republican voters in the poll said Trump won the debate, compared to 91% of Democrats who said she was the victor. So here's how I kind of feel about it. I think it was messy. I think it was a shit debate. I don't think anybody won. I mean, we know who was full of shit, and we know who was trying to get the point across, but the way it was delivered, like I said before, it was like a lackluster, underwhelming Mike Tyson fight. That's what it was like. It was like a Mike Tyson fight that went the distance, and you're just kind of like, the decision could go either way, but you hope Mike Tyson gets it because you want to see him be champion and continue to knock people out. And it's just like the one fight that you're just kind of like, whatever, move on. Whatever, move on. That's how I kind of see this. DHS designates Electoral College vote count on special national security event. Now, I talked to Juanito about this. We're going to do a show on this. Homeland Security on Wednesday officially designated the Electoral College vote count and certification as a special national security event, putting the U.S. Secret Service in charge of security surrounding the process. The move comes in response to the 2021 count, which saw a mob storm the Capitol to try. So okay, here you go. Which saw a mob storm the Capitol to try to head off the count that certified President Biden as a winner over former President Donald Trump. So you know whose side the DHS is on. Need I say more? Need I read more? The vote counting joins other major events such as the national nominating conventions, presidential inaugurations, and President's annual State of the Union address. This is going to come down to a lot of finger pointing. Each side is going to go, no, you did, no, you did, no, you did. And then something needs to clear it up. Something needs to come in as a true moderator and clear this up. And there's only one thing I can think of that could do such a thing. Let me think about that for a second. What would come in to clean up the mess? What would be powerful enough to come in and clean up the mess? Let me think about this for a second. I'm sure all of you are on the same page as I am. That would be powerful enough. You're right. Yep. So of course people are putting it in here. I asked that. So there's a reason why I didn't say this. So DHS is going to be overlooking, supervising NYPD Commissioner Edward 𝗬𝗂𝗏 resigns. So something is happening in New York. I think we can all agree with that. Edward 𝗬𝗏 has resigned as commissioner of the NYPD. Mayor Eric Adams announced at a press briefing Thursday, a short time ago, I accepted the resignation of Edward 𝗬𝗏. I concluded that this is the best decision at this time. Adams said, I respect his decision and I wish him well. Something's going on in New York, and I'm going to get into that right now. But first, folks, get your Canoladine. Thank you, Anna Reed. Canoladine, folks, if you suffer from any type of daily pain, I need you to listen to this message very carefully. What we know about the root cause of pain is changing forever. As we age, aches and pains are natural, and we're all searching for effective ways to relieve pain without side effects and addiction. Let's be frank, you be Susan. I don't know. We all have seen the horrors of the opiate crisis. You may have been affected personally, and that's where a pioneering medical scientist comes in, Clint Winters. You may have seen this world-renowned health expert featured in the national media as he's unveiled a pain reliever that is taking the world by storm. Yes, I am talking about Canoladine, the 100% drug-free way to get full-body pain relief without dangerous pills. As you listen to this, Canoladine has become the go-to pain reliever for over 1 million Americans and hundreds of professional athletes. It is so powerful, it was even used extensively by UFC fighters, and those guys know a thing about pain. Yo! Now get this. Clint explains how Canoladine is the only compound on Earth that optimizes your body's natural painkillers called endorphins at any age. When taken daily, your body will fire back to relieving pain like you were in your prime in just days. And let me tell you, I was skeptical, but it works. I tried virtually everything, and I have not felt this great in years. It's like all my daily aches and pains went away. My back, my neck, my joints, my neck, my back, man, my crack. All feel great and renewed. Best of all, Canoladine does not make me feel the least bit groggy or drugged up. I feel great, alert, and focused for the day ahead, folks. And the best news is Canoladine has no documented side effects after 14 years of extensive testing. Hear me when I say this. Canoladine is absolutely the future of pain relief. So if you're dealing with pain, make sure to click on the link below and check out Clint's amazingly informative report on 100% American-made Canoladine. The innovation is changing lives by providing safe and powerful relief at 1/10 the cost of pain pills. Now here's the best part. Click on the link below today and you can access the Canoladine product in the world for less than $1 a day. Try Canoladine risk-free for a full 90 days. You have nothing to lose. Go to trycono.com/Nino, folks. Get on it. I think it helps with me emotionally, to be honest. I really do. I think it helps out emotionally. I think it helps out with depression. All right, folks. Verizon to lay off almost 5,000 employees in nearly $2 billion cost-cutting move per Fortune magazine. So think about that for a second. If we're in such a great economy, as Kamala says, why is Verizon, cell phone company, laying off 5,000 employees in a $2 billion cost-cutting move? Border news, folks. Border news. The Venezuelan gang is expanding its deadly reach into the United States. The gangs are running amok. U.S. law enforcement officials have watched with alarm the spread of the Venezuelan gang known for dismembering rivals from Chile to Colombia, but the gang known as 𝗃𝗓𝗏 seemed contained in Latin America. Then late last year, Anthony Salisbury, a top Homeland Security official, got a call. Hey, have you heard of 𝗃𝗓𝗏? A Texas official asked. Please don't tell me you've seen them. Salisbury responded. In fact, the colleague said 𝗃𝗓𝗏 members were operating in Texas. Now, Salisbury said there are also dozens of criminal cases involving the gang in Miami, where he is based. They expanded fast in Latin America, he said, and now they're expanding fast all over America. In fact, they're taking over hotels and motels all over the place. They're just doing hostile takeovers. They go in with heavy artillery, machine guns, whatever, and they get into the building. They take it over. They kick people out. I'm hearing crazy shit. Crazy shit. The best part is they're coming to a neighborhood near you. They're not stopping at hotels, folks. I've heard houses, carjackings, the whole thing. You may come home one day and find yourself, you might have some visitors. And then you will need to call Sancho, because Sancho knows how to exterminate. Founded in a Venezuelan prison where it ran a zoo. Listen to this. Okay, so you got to think of the arrogance. Founded in a Venezuelan prison where it ran a zoo, a swimming pool, a disco, and I heard the disco, they were bringing in women. It was like the prisons there were nonstop partying. Disco, restaurant, and bar. The Tren de Agua. And then I've heard that it was such a luxurious spot for these guys that they would rather be in prison than on the streets. And it has grown into a fearsome transnational criminal force in less than a decade. MS-13 on steroids, as one federal official put it, referring to the Central American gang that is entrenched in many U.S. communities. The specter of crime caused by immigrants has become a major theme in the presidential campaign, with former President Donald Trump calling out migrant crime repeatedly. Federal crime data show homicides and other crimes have, oh boy. Of course, they're going to put this in there. Federal crime data shows homicides and other crimes have dropped, and that the U.S. is far safer than it used to be. Do you all agree with that? I need to interview Billy Carson. I will. I'll try to get that done. Thank you for the super chat. So do you all really believe that the crime has just dropped? The economy's terrible, but understand the crime goes down when the economy's terrible, people are happy. People are not depressed. People are not desperate. Crime goes down. Don't you know that? Don't you know that's what happens? I know. I read these articles every day. I read. I do a lot of reading, and I know they're not lying to me. How dare you? Crime has gone down. And the economy, just because I can't find a job doesn't mean the economy's bad. Oh, boy. World War III news. Let's get to something more positive, shall we? All right. Breaking. Reports indicated SEAL Team 6 is currently training for a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. So what is SEAL Team 6 going to do? Isn't that the same team that took out Osama bin Laden? Isn't that the same team that supposedly took out bin Laden? It's like telling me the moon landing. It's the same shit as the moon landing to me. Didn't they just decide to just throw Osama bin Laden's body over the ocean? Just throw it in the ocean. Yeah, nobody needs to see it. America doesn't need to know. We don't need to analyze it. Just throw him over in the ocean. Yeah, he's in the ocean now. We dumped him in the ocean. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I mean, come on. I mean, so SEAL Team 6 supposedly, aren't they the ones that supposedly were the ones that took out Osama bin Laden? You've convinced yourself on your own BS. Thank you, Clifford Miller. I don't know if you're talking to me. Osama. Yeah, I agree. No, I heard he passed. I heard he passed, but not this way. Not this way. So a Navy SEAL unit that killed Osama bin Laden is busy preparing for a possible Chinese invasion of Taiwan. A Navy SEAL unit is busy preparing for a possible Chinese invasion of Taiwan, per the Finance Times. The U.S. has so far detected or declined to explicitly say it would come to Taiwan's aid if attacked. SEAL Team 6 planning is classified. It's so classified that they're writing about it. So stupid. Oh, boy. People familiar with the preparations told FT. Vladimir Putin sends direct threat to the UK over active war move against Russia. Vladimir Putin has warned that the West letting Kiev use longer-range weapons to strike Russian targets would mean NATO would be at war with Russia. Sir Keir Starmer is traveling to Washington, D.C. to meet with U.S. President Joe Biden to discuss allowing Ukraine to use long-range Storm Shadow missiles following pleas from Kiev. The Russian president insisted his country would take appropriate decisions against any threats it faces. So we're moving forward more and more into World War III. What is Kamala doing? Nothing. Don't you think she'd have a better chance at winning if she actually did something? I don't know. While she's in office? I mean, she's there right now, and nothing is getting done. All right. Just making that clear for any of you out there that's a little bit, oh, shit. Don't understand things very well. Russian Su-30 fighter shot down by Ukraine over Black Sea. NATO's devastating long-range missiles Ukraine can use to strike Putin in heart of Moscow. Putin said if this decision is made, it will mean nothing other than the direct precipitation of, did I say that right? Precipitation. Fuck it. Of NATO countries, the United States, European countries in the war in Ukraine. This is their direct participation and is already on course. Significantly changes the very essence, the very nature of this conflict. Could things go nuclear? Keep poking the bear. I guess we'll find out very soon, won't we? U.S. scrambles fighter jets to intercept Russian aircraft near Alaska. The United States scrambled fighter jets after Russian military aircraft were detected near Alaska. So the North American Aerospace Defense Command said Wednesday that it detected, tracked, and intercepted 2 Russian military aircraft operating in the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. That sounds very promising, doesn't it? Well, when you have a weak leader like Biden or Kamala, yeah, I can see that happening. Biden poised to approve. He's going to approve this, folks. Ukraine's use of long-range Western weapons in Russia. You know what this means. So President Biden appears on the verge of clearing the way for Ukraine to launch long-range Western weapons deep inside Russian territory, as long as it doesn't use arms provided by the United States, European officials say. The issue, which has been debated in the White House, is coming to a head on Friday with the first visit to Washington by Britain's new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Britain has already signaled to the United States that it is eager to let Ukraine use its Storm Shadow long-range missiles to strike a Russian military targets far from the Ukrainian border. But it wants explicit permission from Mr. Biden in order to demonstrate a coordinated strategy with the United States and France, which makes a similar missile. So here we go. It's ramping up, folks. You start striking targets in Moscow, it's over. It's game over. Shit's going to go 0 to 100 in a second. Less than a second. Malibu is shaken by a 4.7 earthquake and aftershocks. SoCal breaks record for most Mag 4 and above quakes in a single year. Now, I've talked to Juanito about this and a few others, and there's something going on in the ocean on the West Coast, on both coasts, actually. I don't know if you guys have seen the sharks that are beaching themselves on the East Coast. That's not normal activity, folks. That stuff just doesn't happen. That's not natural. A magnitude 4.7 earthquake hit Malibu and nearby communities at 7:28 a.m. yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or it could have been the day before yesterday. And the U.S. Geological Survey said a 2.8 aftershock arrived just minutes later, followed by 4 more ranging from 2.4 more right after that, ranging from a 2.7 to a 3.5 in the next hour plus. The first quake, originally reported as a 5.1 but later downgraded, was centered 5 miles north of Malibu and 7 miles deep. USGS said there has been no reports of injuries or significant damage yet. So are we getting ready for the big one? I think so. It'd be fun. It'd be kind of crazy if, I don't know, the big one happened before November. Who knows? Just in, movie producer Harvey Weinstein is indicted on new charges, according to U.S. media. So, man, they're really... Have you seen this guy when he rolls into the courtroom? I think he's in a wheelchair. He looks just disheveled, just like he looks done, man. Like he's just given up. It's just game over. I mean, I almost feel bad for. I mean, look, man, there's always a price to pay, right? There's always you want to play, you gotta pay. I don't know. Pretty crazy, man. You wonder what that guy's thinking about now in jail, huh? Like, he can't see his kids. His life's over. He just sits in a jail cell and rots. He's probably just thinking, was it all worth it? I mean, he probably never saw any of this coming. These powerful men that are just on top of the mountain and then just get knocked off. I was on top of the mountain at one point. I got knocked off. That's a long way down when you're falling. That's all I can say. And then when you hit the ground, boom, you make an impact. And everyone starts looking at you. And so you go from being on top of the mountain and you fall all the way down. And then you hit the ground and you go down. And then everyone that's even on the ground looks down at you. It's brutal. Brutal. Young women increasingly identifying as liberal, analysts say. Young women are trending more liberal now than a decade ago, especially on issues of abortion, the environment, gun laws, and race relations, according to Gallup's study released Thursday. From 2017 to 2024, an average of 40% of women aged 18 to 29 identified as liberal, 12 points higher than from 2001 to 2007. And 15 points higher than the young men in the same age range, because the young men, they identify as women too. So where's modern feminism in all this now? Like, what is it? Like, what is it morphed into? I don't even know. I tried to get Naomi Wolf on, and I was going to bring her on, and then she canceled at the last second. Whatever. But like, I kind of wanted to dive into her little mind and be like, what changed inside of you? What happened? What went on? What was going on up there? Why did you change course? On the issues of abortion, gun laws, and the environment, women with liberal perspectives also increased by 15 points per Gallup survey. Young women views on other issues like the death penalty, healthcare policy, labor unions, government regulation, and the Israel-Hamas war slanted slightly more liberal than in the past. Let me tell you how this has happened. It's called propaganda. It's called not vetting your sources that you listen to. That's what it's called. It's called listening to the mainstream media. That's all this is. It's not that people are evolving in a certain direction. They're devolving. Okay, that's what's happening. That's all this is. Okay? Okay. High doses of Adderall linked with heightened risk of psychosis and mania. I used to love Adderall. Adderall is an effective treatment for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, HDHD, but a sharp rise in U.S. prescriptions over the past 2 decades have sparked concerns among researchers about rare but serious side effects. In a striking new study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry on Thursday, a team-led psychiatrist, Lauren Moran of Mass General Brigham in Boston, found that individuals taking high doses of this stimulant face more than a 5-fold increased risk of developing psychosis or mania. Wow. I have a lot of friends that still take this. I know a lot of people on Adderall. I know a lot of people that take Adderall. I used to love the shit out of Adderall. I was like, wow, this is like cocaine in a pill. It's like legal cocaine. And everyone says the same thing. Well, I'm ADHD. I got to take it. It helps me focus. Yeah, it also makes you high as shit. So whatever you got to tell people to get the prescription, and doctors are just like, oh, whatever. Oh, you have a hard time paying attention? Okay, here's your Adderall prescription. Don't take too many of them, and don't sell them. Here you go. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. It is prescription. I think it is too. I think so too. So I don't know if you want to believe this next article, but I'm going to read it anyway. Tech billionaire pulls off first private spacewalk above Earth. Cape Canaveral, Florida, a tech billionaire popped out from a SpaceX capsule hundreds of miles above Earth and performed the first private spacewalk Thursday, a high-risk endeavor once reserved for professional astronauts. So in other words, you don't need to be an astronaut to go to space. You don't need the proper training. You could just be a billionaire. Tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman teed up with SpaceX to test the company's brand new spacesuits. So this guy's out there, some billionaires out there testing spacesuits. On his chartered flight, the daring feat also saw SpaceX engineer Sarah Gills going out once Isaacman was safely back inside. The spacewalk was simple and quick. The hatch was open barely a half hour. Compared with the drawn-out affairs conducted by NASA, astronauts in the International Space Station often need to move across the sprawling complex for more repairs, always traveling in pairs and lugging gear. Station spacewalks can last 7 to 8 hours. This one checked in at just less than 2 hours. Do you believe it? Can I just tell you what I think? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I saw some of the photos. I was like, oh, this looks so fake. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what, maybe to prepare us for that alien. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I have a hard time believing anything I see now. Anything. Let's get to what the fuck news, shall we? In what the fuck news, what the fuck news, Shannon Sharpe's ESPN future revealed after streaming himself having sex in Instagram video. Shannon Sharpe is set to return to the First Take on ESPN next week after fans feared he was going to be fired for accidentally streaming himself having sex on Instagram. No. This was no accident. You don't accidentally stream yourself having sex on Instagram. Okay, you don't accidentally do this. Unless you want attention and you want a lot of likes and no dignity. You got no dignity, buddy? I don't know. What's this world coming to, man? I don't see how this is an accident. The analyst admitted on Wednesday night that he was in the video after initially saying he was hacked and that it was streamed by mistake to his 3.2 million followers. He said he spoke to his bosses at ESPN to apologize. He was absent from Thursday's show, which led by Stephen A. Smith and featured 𝗀𝗃𝗂𝗁𝗃𝗃. I don't know. In what was understood to be planned day off, he is expected to return to ESPN on Monday in line with his usual schedule. ESPN fired analyst Paul Pearson, 21, shortly after he went live on Instagram with a stripper at a poker game. It meant viewers feared that there was more to Sharpe's absence on Thursday's show, which many were taking to social media calling for him to get back into the studio. Another viewer, learning the worst, said, "It's going to be a while before we see Shannon Sharpe in this First Take again, huh?" A different fan wrote, "Where is Shannon Sharpe on First Take today?" After initially claiming that he was hacked, Sharpe faced the music and admitted it was him in the live stream on Wednesday night edition and his Nightcap podcast. Obviously, I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private had to have one of your most intimate details and audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons, Sharpe said. I don't know. I like Sharpe. I like Shannon Sharpe. You know, he's still one of the last few masculine men out there, so I give him credit. I don't know if this was planned or what. I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? Maybe it was an accident. We all have accidents. We all mess up. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. All right, Shannon, I'm on your side. All right, folks. Who was he screwing? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't know if you guys watched it. I don't know. We all mess up, man. We all mess up. We all got skulls and bones in our closets, and we all do shit that we're not proud of. I don't know. How'd you guys like the Mike Reagan interview that I did? He's such a sweet guy, such a nice guy. He really came clean on my podcast, said some things that was pretty dark. Took a lot for him to come clean with. Go watch the Mike Reagan interview, the podcast I put up here on YouTube. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that, folks. Give me your thoughts on the Mike Reagan podcast, because I think he's a very respected man and great guest. Great guest. And I have a lot more coming, folks. A hell of a lot more coming. Please like and share my videos. It helps me help you, helps me get out there. I'm trying to grow, trying to break the algorithm. So it's up to you, folks, for me to break the algorithm. It's up to you. Liz Straub, thank you again, David Nino. Prayers. Didn't mean to interrupt your show. Monday, love you. Thank you again. Yeah, please, folks, prayers for my mom. I got to head to the hospital here in just a few moments. So that's going to be tough. I do my best, man. I do my best on all these shows. I really try. I try to keep you all entertained. If you notice, my morning shows are really the only ones like this. Kind of my evening editions, I'm already too tired to like put on all the bells and whistles. So I don't really go into it. But my interviews, my podcast, I'm just a normal person. And I'm just the only time to be a one-man show is extremely, extremely hard. So to come up here every morning and fireworks, impressions, fireworks, dodge, move, weave is hard. This is not easy. You're the best, bro. We appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Sean. Thank you, Sean Elliott. Prayers from my parents. Thank you, folks. This is the hardest time of my life right now. This is so brutal. I don't even, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just like my dad is, I talked to him last night, man. I just let him talk. It was rough. Really rough. So I just pray I can get through this, man. Oh, I think those relics that I got that were sent to me over the email, I talked to Ellie Marzulli and David Wilcock about it. They seem to think that they're fraudulent. They're not real. I don't know what to think. Brad Olson, I don't know what he thinks. I got to get his opinion on it. But I'm going to do like 3 shows regarding these relics because basically they show aliens and like taking the hearts out of the Mayans. Like it's crazy. And then I don't know if they're fake. They could be fake. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I'll find out though. I'll find out real soon. I appreciate you. Please keep the prayers going because I honestly believe that is the only thing that's helping my mother right now and my father. All right, folks. Angel, thank you, Nino. For you remember your extended family loves you. I love all of you. You guys keep me going. And anybody who's new here, welcome to the family. Welcome to the Black Sheep family. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the Black Sheep of broadcasting, folks, right here. See you at Nino's Corner.tv. I'm going to have some stellar guests up today. Later.